Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Homestaging Talk Show Live. I'm Jenny Norris, your host, coming to you live from beautiful Colorado. I am the chairwoman of the International Association of Homestaging Professionals, and this is our 101st, I was going to say 101th, that's not correct, 101st episode. We moved into a house, we're still doing a lot of work on it, so I'm sitting on the floor and my beautiful blue couch behind us, which is kind of a fun color and different change of scenery. So I thank you all for joining us, and let me know if you can hear me, those of you that are tuning in. This is live streaming on our Homestaging Talk group and also our Homestaging Talk page. So definitely as you guys hear me, let me know you can hear me and see me, because sometimes there are glitches. Anyhow, excited for this week. Last week we did not do a show, and I had shared that my sister-in-law passed away unexpectedly on October 30th. And among other things she had, it was breast cancer. So this is, I think last month was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So just make sure that you're getting your mammograms and so forth, which she never did, which I'm not really sure why. She was a very private person and had a lot of physical issues her whole life, starting from when she was born. And that could have contributed, scarring and different things. So I was just really sad to learn that, because by the time we heard about it, that she was that ill, it was too late really for us even to get out there. So just a reminder to take care of ourselves and make sure that we're taking the time to go to the doctor and get physicals and get tests and so forth. And Marianne Cherico is my special guest. And so Marianne, I'll bring you on as soon as I'm done with all the general announcements. I see you're in the studio. So, all right, so I got a few announcements here coming up. So let's kind of go through those. First of all, hope you all saw this. Homestaging iHosp magazine, Staging Style Business and Resources, just launched our inaugural issue, released out yesterday for all of our members. And so those of you that are not members, you can join the magazine. This first issue is about 19 pages long. Had a fabulous section on trends that I asked Joanne Leonard-Weary and Sandra Reyes to put together for us. We have a whole section on holiday staging and have some wonderful pictures that were contributed by Tamara Grant, Bridget King, and also Andrea Genesi, who does the best holiday staging or decorating for like a company or an office, or even just like personal use through these lights. So cute what she does. And so there's pictures of that in there. And of course, Life and Balance. We interviewed Sandy Earnhardt as the winner of the Barb Schwartz Staging Excellence Awards, and she was featured in the magazine as well, and more. So we are excited for this new venture that we're taking on, and we are doing it digitally, simply because we have so many members, it would be cost prohibitive for us to mail everything out. And I also like the fact that you can save these. You can download them as a PDF. You can reference them at any time. And you can also just look at it digitally online. So hopefully you all saw that announcement, and an email went out to all members yesterday. So if you did not get that email, check your junk or spam, because it was sent to all of our current members with the codes for you to be able to or the link for you to be able to access that. I'm going to go ahead and mute Marianne, so background noise. So I'm really excited for that. So also, if you have ideas for the magazine, for articles or things you want to see in the magazine, or want to contribute an article, simply email me or Catherine Swan, who is the editor. She is a writer and has done a lot of writing in the past, and also has edited books and so forth. And I asked her to help with the content and so forth. And I know the formatting is a little different than other types of formats, and so getting her up to speed on the platform that we're using. But I'm excited to have her wise input and expertise to make sure things are spelled correctly and are grammatically correct. And also she's got some wonderful ideas for articles, so I'm excited for that too. And can somebody who's watching make sure that you can let me know that you guys actually can see me, because I'm not getting any comments, which is always a concern. So I'm actually just going to pop in on my phone here really quickly, just to make sure that we are actually live on where we're supposed to be, and that this is streaming. Because let's see, recent post. So it looks like we are live, which is good. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. How come I'm not seeing any comments? That's probably why. Post chat public. I think it's probably because the page that this is showing on. Well, this is the page. It should be showing all the comments. It's weird. Can't comment to groups. Why? All right. There's something. Stream to pages and chat with your audience. Can't comment to groups and profiles. I'm looking at their little restrictions here. Okay, good. So someone else commented, yay. Okay, so you're watching from the UK. So if you're on the group page, I can see the page. If you're in the group, which is fine, and you're commenting, they're not showing it to me, but if you're in the page, I can see those comments. So please do. Hey, Mary, hi, Marlene. Okay, good. So people can see us. All right. So the magazine, very excited for that. Our next issue will be coming out towards for January. We'll have business planning, goal setting, things to help take you into the new year. And, we just all hope that next year, 2021, is more of a normal year, if you will, for being able to do things we want to do and get together and even have events. So that said, we have in January, we are planning an advanced stager training, and this is for six-figure and above home staging business owners. You don't have to be an IHOSP member to attend. It's for anybody. And what it is, it's a limited space, and we will be doing it live. That's the goal. And so if Florida, for some reason, shuts down the ability to have things like this live, then we'll just shift it to our conference dates in September. But it's a workshop collaborative. So it's not just where you're sitting and listening to somebody from a stage or something like that. It's very interactive. And one of the best things we can do as business owners is to get around other business owners that have the same goals and aspirations that we have, and maybe are even advanced from where we are, so we can learn, how did you get there? What did you do? What things did you have to avoid, or challenges did you face? How did you overcome those? And that's a great way to learn when you're newer. And then as our businesses get advanced, there's certain situations that we deal with that, somebody who has a smaller business isn't there yet. And so being able to realize that, some of the challenges we face, we think like, gosh, we're the only ones facing logistics challenges, or, I'm the only one that has, an issue with this or that. And you come to realize that other people have those same issues. So it helps you feel like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. This is what I'm doing is the same thing that other people are experiencing. And then you can also talk about problem solving and challenge solving together. So that's a big benefit of it. And of course, this year I have scheduled to have live with us there both Johnny Fowler and Chris Widener, who are our keynote speakers for a virtual conference. They will also be coming to us live in 2021 because they are so amazing live. And they did a great job with the virtual conference, but they are top-notch speakers. Chris Widener is one of the top 50 motivational speakers and business speakers in the world. He was ranked that. So he's very well-known, and he's written 21 books. So he's very, very well-known and respected in the business motivational speaker world. And so he'll be coming to us live at our conference. But here he is going to be coming to Florida to speak to our group, a much smaller group, exclusively to talk about business advancement and so forth. So that's going to be wonderful. And then Johnny Fowler, who spoke at our virtual conference, he's a marketing social media expert. He actually runs a mortgage company, and that pays his bills, is what he says. And what he loves is social media, because he has used it so well with his personal business to promote and knows all the nuances. He has a special Facebook, for example, rep assigned to him because of the volume he does in advertising with them. And so he's able to teach us ways to kind of bypass algorithms, or to make sure that when we post something, that it's actually being seen, and how many views you're actually getting, why you do want to have connections and friends and so forth, and walks us through that. His session in our virtual conference was 2 hours. It wasn't long enough because he's so knowledgeable, but he will be coming to the advanced stager training to hone in on some of the things that we need to know as we grow our businesses. So, people who have companies that are six-figure and above, you have an established brand, you're known online, but, how can you expand that and get better reach? And also, how much time should you be putting into that? Where do you need to be putting your time? What kind of post do you need to be putting on, et cetera. So he'll be walking us through all of that. And that, again, is in Jacksonville, Florida, February 13th and 14th, Valentine's Day. So you can bring your significant other if that's a special, evening. It's a Saturday, Sunday. So Valentine's is on a Sunday this year. And so, if you do want to bring somebody, Jacksonville's a beautiful area on the water. So I can't wait. I've never been. And we are excited. And of course, I appreciate the Jacksonville chapter for also helping me with this, locations and so forth. get excited for that. All right, what else do we have? We have, all right, let's talk about our designations. The senior staging specialist. So June Carter did an amazing job with the first live presentation of this, and then she recorded the webinar, so you can take it at any time now at your convenience. A great session, and very well received. So make sure that you are looking into that if you want to learn how to work with this market niche, senior staging specialist, the mature adults, if you will. We're all aging, and so it's wise to learn a segment, a niche that can take you into a specialty area for your business. And that's what our designations do for you. We give you a specialty niche, whether it's luxury staging, investor staging, short-term rental staging, working with seniors. And then, of course, we had our cultural diversity expert designation from conference. We have pulled that out and made that a separate educational entity. So you can become an IHOSP CDE, understand the cultural differences and nuances that we need to know when working with clients. And so it was a really, really good session. And we went over the Asian culture, East Indian culture, Black American culture, and then also our keynote speaker did a great job talking about, giving us a global perspective and then bringing it down to a personal perspective, and also how to pivot and shift should the market, the economy, or whatever, if things shift. We can't just be running away in fear. We need to find a way to pivot and shift and adjust so that we can continue to earn income. And again, one of the best ways to do that is getting educated in a different niche market segment that doesn't have anything to do necessarily with staging. And so before the advanced stager training, I'm going to go back to that. We do have Joanne Leonard Weary and Sandra Reyes joining us as well. We'll be lining up other speakers and people who will be sharing. And so prior to the advanced stager training, we plan to teach the master's course. I don't think I have my logo in here for that one. All right, the general. So here's the logo for the master's. So the ASP Masters is usually a 5-day course. We did shorten it to 4 days virtually because there's some things that we typically do live when we're live together. But what I'd like to do is to have a master's course that precedes the advanced stager training in Florida. And with that, we're looking at adding a day with Joanne, talking about her design and color courses, but also teaching us, and what we can learn in a day with her about that market segment. And I'm telling you guys, that's very lucrative if you carve it out correctly. So not only does she have courses on color, being a color expert, confident color system, confident color course, but also on decorating and design. And Sandra Reyes also does that with her. So I'm excited to have those two ladies joining us. And we'll be sending the details out on the master's course. We're just, trying to confirm the location for that. So the master's course includes meals and some fun field trips and other activities. So it is not for 6-figure and above. It's for anybody who wants to advance your business, take it to the next level, maybe refine and learn. We talk about presentation skills. So that'll push you out of your comfort zone, because that's something that all of us need to become proficient at in order to grow our businesses. And whether you're talking in front of a crowd or one-on-one, that is a presentation. And even social media and marketing and doing videos and so forth, that's all covered in the masters, as well as your pricing and profitability, understanding how to calculate that, your overhead, all of those things we break down, your business process in detail. And it's a much more intimate group, so we can really delve into your personal business to help you to understand where you might need to make some changes or what your path needs to be to continue to grow. So the ASP Masters course you can sign up for, and then that flows right into the advanced stager training. All right. We have a series of financial business planning webinars that are going on. They're every Thursday. Actually, it's every Thursday, not every other Thursday. That graphic is incorrect. I think that's true anyway. 10 o'clock in Mountain Standard Time is when they are offered, and you can go to ihosp.com and then select on the financial planning webinars. These are complimentary, valued at $500, complimentary for those people who want to learn about, your business planning from, how do I do taxes? How do I file those? What category should my business be filed in? What do I do with employees or independent contractors? How can I plan for cash flow and revenue? To be able to, grow my business and be able to have a nest egg set aside for purchase. And then ultimately talking about retirement and planning for our futures, which a lot of us don't do well because we're so focused on the now, but being able to say, how can I plan for my future as a business owner who doesn't have a pension, who doesn't have a 401k being done for me by a big company? It's up to me to plan my financial future and my retirement. And so they walk through all of that, giving some very creative solutions and even getting out of debt, ways to get out of debt much faster than the traditional methods. And so check those out. Again, they are complimentary, meaning there's no charge, but the value is $500. Those of you that watch my pricing session, you're getting my emphasis on complimentary and the value of 500. And for iHosp members, it is complimentary. So, and they are going to record those sessions, so they will be made available to people post live. When they do them live, they are recording them so we can upload them to our sites. Okay, is that everything? I think that is everything. Yep. Okay, good. All right. So, Marianne, are you ready? I'm gonna bring you in. So here she comes. And good morning.
Good morning. It's
How are
like
you?
midday for me. I've been up since 5 and it's almost 1 o'clock here. So
I've been getting up early too. I think it's I don't know, change of weather, and the daylight savings really threw me off too. Because I'm not a morning person normally. I like my sleeping in, but it
you're
is
probably
much
up all
brighter.
night, Jenny. I know. Because
Yeah,
I think I've
sometimes.
texted you late at night before.
Exactly. And I'm like, what are you doing up? So for people who don't know who you are, go ahead and please share.
Okay, I'm Marianne Cherico, and I'm the Home Stagers coach. I'm a trained personal and professional development coach, and I have a background of 27 years experience in the real estate business, and I've been staging. I've had a staging business since 2005. So I work with a lot of my coaching clients, both in my group and one-on-one, mostly on mindset and marketing. Mostly mindset and marketing. Mindset is a huge thing of mine. And I have a podcast called Home Stagers and Designers on Fire. You can subscribe on Apple or go to my website, coachingbymarianne.com, and lots of fabulous guests on it, including yourself.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So the podcast say the name again of the podcast.
It's Home Stagers and Designers on Fire. So I have guests that speak to both home staging and home staging businesses and design as well. So like Luann Nigera has been on the podcast. Some of my designer friends, Debbie Daly, Wendy Wallace, Chuck, and lots of staging though. We just had Ryan Marsh and he talked about building a multi-state business, and he's a dynamo when it comes to really understanding the systems and processes of growing and scaling your business. So, but I have to tell you, Jenny, you've been in the business a long time. I've been in the business 15 years. And I think, I go to these events and, I'm going to learn some stuff, but, I'm always a little bit reluctant to put a lot of time into listening to the sessions because I think I should be doing this and doing that and, marketing and blah, 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 and my Facebook lives and people expect me to show up in my podcast. But I did take a bunch of those classes from the iHosp conference, and I wrote notes on them. And one of the things was that Chris Widener, it was as if, we were of the same mind, because I believe so much in the whole mindset thing. And I think that people don't really understand how impactful having a mindset that's aligned with what you want is. Because, a lot of times coaches say you got to take action, you got to take action, you got to take action. And you absolutely do. You absolutely have to take action. But when it's not endowed by an aligned mindset, then you're going to take action and you may not be successful. So for instance, if you're going to have a conversation with a real estate agent and you're really not clear about the value you bring, you're not feeling confident about it, you feel like everything, and this could all be subconscious thoughts that are running through your brain that you don't even know. If you're afraid of rejection, whatever, then you're not going to show up endowed with what you need in order to have that conversation and not do it in a pushy, salesy way that turns people off, but have it in a way that gets somebody excited about working with you. Right.
Well,
So
yeah,
the
because
mindset thing is just so huge. And one of the things he said is a Zig Ziglar thing: be, do, have. Be, it's who you're being when you show up for that call, and then the action of making the call, but it's who you're being while you make that call. And I don't think there's enough emphasis on that. Um, and it's more about doing a deep dive into where your mindset's at when you're taking these actions, when you're doing speaking engagements, doing Facebook lives, all that. And we all need mindset work, no matter how, big people are. You want to keep pushing that glass ceiling, and every time you do something new that makes you nervous, and I do it all the time, you have to really focus on how to get in alignment with what it is you want. So I have pages and pages of notes. Johnny Fowler,
I
oh
know
my
he was.
gosh, blew me away. I thought, I knew a lot about Facebook. I have my Facebook group, my Facebook page. I know you have to build relationships, blah, blah, blah. But the algorithm intel that he gave us was worth the price of admission. I
Thank you
mean,
for
I
saying that.
have
Yeah.
pages of intel that I did not know, and how to really work that algorithm. And I'm like,
Well, it's
so
even like
excited.
revealing, like if you have 1,500 or less friends, you're only being seen by like 7 people.
Right.
Which most people are like, oh, I don't want to have a lot of friends on Facebook, which is fine if it's just for personal use. But if you're relying on Facebook to get your message out there, and like let's say that you have friended a lot of realtors, builders, investors, your target clients, as well as your friends, they're not seeing your stuff. They're not seeing. They're not. Very few people are seeing it. So then
Not at
he gave us
all.
tricks. He gave us tricks for how to make sure that they see your next 3 posts. If you're not, you can actually target certain people to make sure that they do see your next few. And then why you do want to increase your numbers. For Facebook, and he also talked about Instagram and so forth. But just yeah, I thought that was really really great. And Chris is such a wonderful person. His books, all of them are fabulous, and mindset is really important. And just his story of um, where he came from and how there was a point where he could have gone path A or B, right? He shared this in his story. So path A would have taken him to like a life of dereliction and probably juvie and illicit stuff that he would be doing, because that's where he was headed. Or path B, where he was able to, he could get his act together and actually um, do something with his life. And because he was sort of headed on path A. So it was a conscious choice for him, I believe, to say that, and maybe it wasn't like super self-conscious at that age, but thankfully he did choose path B, was able to get educated in a field that he was able to work in. But he even shared his mindset that he never felt like he fit in. So he was a pastor, youth pastor. And when he would go to these pastors' conferences, he said he didn't feel like he fit in because he felt they were so much more knowledgeable and experienced than he was. And then he found his true calling in speaking, and then was able to pivot and shift into that. And he's a fabulous speaker. As I said, he's ranked in the top 50 in the world by the experts that do that. So I thought his story was really, really powerful. And mindset is really important, because there's some days where I feel like I don't want to see anybody. I mean, I'm like an honest person. You could always ask me anything, like, but there's days I get like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to go see anybody. And because that's not the day I'm going to get on the phone and make calls to clients. Even like today, I have to go see someone. Is for a staging to live, design project, because they just moved. And I said I could help them maybe select some resources and, furniture. So we've been doing a lot of that virtually. But, I have to kind of psych myself up for I got to get in the car, got to go drive, got to go to the house, because I have so much on my plate. But I have to get excited about that, because I don't want to walk in the door and be like, woo, woo, like, oh, let's just get this over with. Because, people can pick up on that.
They
And,
pick up
and
on your
client,
energy big time.
yeah,
I mean, even when you're writing copy, the energy that you bring to it is so important. And
yeah.
another thing that Chris talked about that I totally believe in fact, I talked about it when Amber and I did our session on branding wonderful, powerful, authentic you, is that, everybody's always looking for the silver bullet on how to differentiate themselves. And people are buying you. You're the
Right.
product. Like it or not, everybody's not going to be for you, and that's okay. Like, everybody isn't going to like me or think that I'm going to be a good coach for them. But the ones that do are going to love me even more. And
Right.
it's the same for any stager and designer. So be you, but you are the product. So don't dismiss that and show up authentically. People want to work with people they know, like, and trust. And he also talked about things that I thought, you know, we're always thinking in terms of business, this and that. Well, he says you are what people are buying, and your character, and that you build trust with people, that they respect you, that you're honest, that you do what you say you're going to do. He says it's more important than skills, and I believe it. I believe it. You know, people want to work with people who do what they say they're going to do. They want to work with people who they respect and trust, and that's why showing up on Facebook Live and getting, building those relationships, that's the reason why, other than the algorithm, it's so important, is because you're building trust with people. You're giving, giving, giving before you get, the whole Gary Vaynerchuk, give, give, give,
Right.
get. Well, he's jab, 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 right hook. And I'm more like give, 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 get. Um, so, the things that you just take for granted, um, those kinds of things are really important too. And people want to know what you're made out of, right?
Right.
In
Well, yeah,
business.
because it is a relationship business. And I learned that years ago from Barb Shores when I took my class, and she said it's a people business. That we're one of the last industries that does house calls. And those of you that are older, remember doctors used to come to houses. They called them house calls way back when. And so we do that. We go into people's homes. So they're inviting us into their personal space. We're not meeting at a coffee shop or a corporate office. We're going into people's homes. We're seeing their lives. We're interacting with their family members, kids, or whoever. So there has to be that level of trust and care. And especially for, realtors who are kind of our bread and butter clients that can refer us over and over again, investors and so forth. We can do a lot of business with them, but it's the realtors that are bringing us into those families. They better trust that you represent them well, that you do have the right mindset of helping people. And it's not just about, breeze in, get out, because you're really focused on some other project that you have. I don't care if it's we do everything in our staging company. We stage mobile homes. Last year, they were modeled
Yeah.
mobile home, little mobile home, probably 125,000 list price, and so we staged that to make it look cute, and then we had us move it to another thing, and we've done $4 or $5 million properties, and so we don't turn business away. And I don't like the status that I see in the industry. And I'm going to throw this out there because it just kind of came into my head, and that I just say what's on my mind. I hope I don't offend people, but there seems to be a lot of focus on all the luxury properties. If that's where, when you can stage luxury properties, you're the shiz, and that's what everybody needs to aspire to. And luxury properties, they are a lot more work to pull together. Those people that stage and they do beautiful work, and so it can be a really great market segment to carve out. Well, let's not forget about all the little properties and the modest properties and the ones that might be just underneath that luxury category that need staging as well. And your skill set translates across all those markets. Now, I know a lot of people like that target market because the cost of the staging or the investment for the staging is higher. You can usually make a little bit more money, maybe a lot more money doing luxury, because the
Jenny, for some
expectation is,
reason I lost audio, just so you know. Can you hear
oh,
me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. I can't hear
Uh-huh.
you.
Huh.
And I
Um,
didn't touch anything.
and the rest of you guys hear me? Am I
um,
coming over through okay? And my audio seems like it's okay. Let's
hmm,
see. If somebody could comment if you can hear us. So Marianne, you may
interesting.
need
Let me
to
see.
go out and then come back in. Now you're muted. Now you've unmuted. Can you hear me? Marianne, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I
Okay,
can't
so go
hear
out.
you, but it's not muted. I all of a sudden I just lost audio.
That's weird. Can I say,
Um,
okay, they can hear
do you
both
want
of
me to
us. So
retry joining?
yeah, go out and come back
Try to
in,
rejoin?
because
Okay.
because the people are saying they
Um,
can hear both of
I
us. All
have
right,
to put the
she'll
code
be
in
back.
Safari because it won't copy and paste it. So let me try that.
Thanks, Carla.
Um,
Okay, all right. Right, so I just exited Marianne out. She'll come back in. So what I was saying is, there's a lot of focus in our industry on, we all want to have beautiful furnishings for our staging work, and we certainly can access things wholesale, and we provided the resources for you through iHouse to be able to do that. But let's not forget about the other properties that need to be staged. And, we've all done the lipstick on a pig houses, like you walk in, you're like, you know, We just did a little condo that before pictures. I mean, this place was lived in hard. I mean, it was like a bomb went off. Now I know they were moving, but I kind of feel like they'd outgrown the space and just stuff was everywhere. So, luckily they moved out. We staged it as a vacant. But sometimes you walk into occupied houses and you need to help people, and that can be um, more challenging, of course, than doing a vacant property. And so you get to decide what. Marianne, I can't even see you. I have you in here, but your visuals off. Marianne's a ghost now. Let's see here. What does this thing say? Solo off. I don't know what that means. Solo. Whoops. Solo on. Oops. Okay. So we can't see you now. So try it. Just do it again. Come back in. Okay, just come back in. So, there we obviously teach it. We have a luxury home staging designation that you can earn. So a lot of people are taking that, and then they want to, shadow and get involved with people. And it's just you got to make sure you have your resources lined up. So, Marianne, we still can't see you. There you are. Yay. Okay, she's coming in.
You hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear and see you.
Oh, good. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden it went boom. It's my
And so
magic touch.
occupied, yeah, no problem. So occupied houses, a lot of teachers that don't like doing those because you have to touch people's things. And you know, I think I've seen just about everything you can see in an occupied house, from porn to other weird artwork to just disgusting, dirty houses, because clean is a relative term. And I never embarrass the client. Sometimes I am shocked inside as far as what I see, but my mindset is that I'm here to help them. I'm not there to be a judge or a critic or to run out of the house screaming because of something I might see. I mean, we've seen weird furniture. There's Clients can be resistant to change, so you're kind of stuck with something that you think like this would be really great if I could get rid of it. The older the clients are, and this probably is taught in the SSS designation, they have their nest, and so that's what I call it, the command center, and that's where the person sits with the remotes and their magazines or whatever, and that's where they usually watch TV or read a book. So I know that's not necessarily going to be removed. And so it's just working with these people in a position of being able to help them. And we just did an occupied hands-on using owners' things and mixing some of our things, artwork and stuff, to give it a more updated feel. So the gentleman was there while we were staging because he's an older man, and come to find out that he's dying. He has like maybe 2 years left to live, and I don't want to cry. And so when they start revealing themselves, it's you go from being somebody who's just there to move some stuff around to being like, part of his process of why he's selling, and him feeling okay to be able to talk, and then also being able to listen to stories that they might share. To me, it's a real privilege to be able to go into people's homes, and some of the things that we get asked to do and invited into, it's an honor. It's a privilege to be able to do that for people. So I never take what I do lightly as a stager. It's not just wrote A, B, C like a robot. I mean, we're dealing with humans. And so that mindset is incredibly important because people can pick up on that if you're just there for the buck.
Absolutely. And I would like to take it even further and say, even in your marketing and everything that you do, it's just show up, be real, take care of people. Even when I coach my stagers, what I really focus on when, getting the business from realtors, I'm like, figure out what they want. When I tell them what they want listings, right? And then speak to them in the language that they're going to feel as though you're speaking just to them. So if they're seasoned agents who are very competitive, you're going to fashion your copy around their competitive nature, right? Like, I get you want your signs peppered all over the streets of your hometown, and this is how I can show you do it. And then you serve them up what they want. You show them how you help them get listings, that listings are their brand. You create word of mouth marketing, raving fans, all the buzzwords that their coaches teach them. But do it in a way that you genuinely want to help them.
Right.
The more people you help in business, and that's a Zig Ziglar thing too, and he's a big, icon in the real estate world. The more people that you help in business, the more people are going to lift you up, and it comes back in ways that you can't even imagine.
Right. And your clients will give you indications as far as what's important to them. So if they're like you're saying, like somebody who's like, I want to be number one, and you use that lingo and really hone in on the fact that you're going to be differentiated from your competition. You're going to be, out there, your listings, your referrals, they're going to all increase. And anytime I get a call from a realtor that's like, I'm changing stagers, the last one didn't really work out. I always ask, like, what was it about that interaction that wasn't good for you? Because that'll be very revealing. And sometimes what I come to find is that, they don't always tell you the truth. And then you start working with them and you realize, like, I know why that other stager left. They probably left this
Yeah,
person versus the person not wanting to work with them. And, and they'll give you clues. And so then you can decide, do I want to continue? Because it's a choice, it's a relationship. Do I want to continue working with this person?
absolutely.
I have one realtor that, when this person texts, if I don't respond within like 2 minutes, he's texting again like, hello, hello, are you there? Because his whole thing is responsiveness. Like he wants to get an answer, and then just make sure things are handled, and then he backs off. He's fine, but it's the not knowing on his part. So that's for him. It's a control thing for his business, which isn't wrong. It's just that's how he likes to do business. He wants to make sure his clients are being handled, that his message is getting to the people he works with. And so I know with that person, I got to be on it like Donnie on the spot. I can't let a day go by or even 6 hours go by where I don't get back to the person, even if it's like, hey, I'm in an appointment. I'll deal with this when I get home. So just as long as he knows he reached that. So your clients give you clues about their temperament, about how they want to be do business together. And then, we all have choices as far as who we want to work with.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's a very empowering thing, and it took me years to learn that I used to twist myself into a pretzel to work with anybody, thinking that it was, if I didn't get the business, it's my fault and I wasn't doing enough, being enough, all that. And I learned the hard way from the school of hard knocks and being in the real estate business for a long time. And then, the staging business, that everybody's not my client, and that it's that 80-20 rule that, you got 20%. I have realtors that refer me all the time. I don't market my staging business anymore, but they refer me for all different kinds of jobs. I'm not going to twist myself into a pretzel to keep somebody happy that won't appreciate it, that wants me to work for cheaper than what I deserve, that expects me to, drop everything I'm doing and take care of them. And they've never even made any effort to build a relationship with me, as far as giving me business. And, it's a give and take world.
Right.
Like it or not, in business, it's give and take. And you might end up giving more sometimes, and then you reap the benefits of it somewhere down the road. It's not always linear. It's not always because I was great to this person, they, ended up giving me all kinds of jobs. Maybe they referred somebody to you. That's
Right.
happened before too. It's just, when you want to build business relationships, you have to understand that it's give and take. And if you feel as though it's all take on the other side, you're going to lose interest. You're going to become resentful.
Right.
You're going to end up working harder for less. And then you become resentful. And then your energy isn't showing up in the right place for the people that do appreciate you.
Right. And then, and you can, as I said, you can pick and choose your clients. So it was a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, when my dad passed away, January 2019, and I had a hands-on, owner occupied. It was a divorce, and so I had done the initial consultation before I left, before my dad got, in the hospital, and so then the actual hands-on had to take place while I was gone, and so we had a whole plan, and of course the client had his to-do list. He didn't do one thing. He didn't clean. He didn't do his bathroom. It was I'm not kidding. When I showed up to do the consultation, there were cat turds on the floor because the cat box was so disgusting that the cat, who's old as dirt, this little decrepit cat who I felt really sorry for, the cat box was so dirty it stopped pooping in the cat box. And I said to the agent, because the seller wasn't there for the consultation, I said, this has to be cleaned up. He cannot live like this with the showings. I said, and he needs to do all this before we come to do the staging. All of this needs to be addressed. So of course, the team goes to do the hands-on, and none of that was done. His bathroom was still a disgusting mess. And so, we staged because I had to get pictures. And this agent was just like, hounding me when I was dealing with my death of my dad. And the day I got back, she's like, you need to come over to check out the staging because we're not happy with, some of the artwork. We're not happy with, there's too many plants in the kitchen. And I bit my tongue. I'm thinking like, that's not going to be a reason the house does or doesn't sell because we have an extra green plant on the counter, please. Right. So I go over and, she proceeds to go through the thing and she's very particular. So I suck it up because they're my client, but I'm getting irritated. And so we adjust a few things. The house does sell right away. And then now it's time to pick up the items. And at that point, I was at the master's course in Florida. So again, I was out of town. Team goes over to D stage and they left behind a few items, like a couple pieces of art by mistake. And so I get this email saying, my clients are so upset. It might even, blow out the deal because we left like four things behind. I'm like, I was done. So, and made my team feel like they were idiots. She didn't come out and say that word, but just, alluded to that. So, and they went over to get the stuff. We had the lockbox code, and it was my son was getting our stuff. And so the owner came home when they were there, and he was like, "Oh, they were ransacking my house and going through it," which was a total lie. So she demanded that I call her. I just got on the train in Denver coming home, and I was sick. And I wrote her. I said, "I'm not calling you, and I'm not working with you anymore." And I said, I really feel like you disrespected me to your client. You disrespected my team. I would never do that to you. And this guy didn't do one thing. You haven't held him accountable at all. And I can't work like this. And so I'm going to part ways with you because I like you as a person, but I can't work with you. And she was sort of shocked. I felt awesome that I had,
Yeah.
retained my integrity. And I'm not going to allow someone to abuse myself or my team or be that thing. I don't want that person as a client. And so sometimes we have to make those choices because she was affecting my mindset about even what I do. And I don't want to allow that to happen.
Well,
So
and that's the thing. And then you start to feel bad about yourself because it's kind of like the thing that a lot of women do. This is just, the way it is. But a lot of women hustle for their worthiness. And that's a Brene Brown thing. I didn't make it up, but I love it. And what they do is they keep trying to prove how worthy they are because they keep thinking if they do that, that person is going to value them so much and they're going to want to pay them what they're worth and all that. So they keep thinking the more they do, the more they give, the more that person's going to get it and appreciate them and, sing them praises and all that. And that kind of person is never going to get it.
right,
They're just going to keep saying, give me more, right? And that's the kind of client. And, most clients aren't like that. Most clients are great, but that's the kind of client that you will never please. And I have a feeling with that particular client, Jenny, that client, her seller was driving her crazy and she needed a scapegoat and she took it out on you because
right,
they're so afraid because they don't get paid a commission until that closes. And she was hustling for her worthiness. And
right,
so she didn't know where to put that angst and, the client being mad and this and that. And the fact that the client wouldn't do anything because she didn't say the stage is not going to come in unless that's done. Right. And that's okay. That's okay. You can, set up that expectation with the client and have all kinds of things in your contract that say what happens if it's not ready. But it does help when the realtor sets up those expectations too.
right.
She didn't have control of that client.
No, and she's and it was I had worked with her before, and again, and she'd been through a life situation where she had been belittled and so forth. So I feel like in her mode right at that moment, she was more like no one's going to tell me what to do or take advantage of me, or she was kind of like kind of this pendulum kind of swung like way to the other side, like she was really strong. And so, and I understand, I totally get the realtors are accountable to their client, and I'm willing to suck it up to a point, but not to the point where I mean, they were picking apart like, oh, we don't like the bed skirt, and we don't like this, we don't like that, and I'm just like, you know what? And furthermore, what they paid, I actually brought extra furniture in to appease them, and then he let his cat on my chairs that were brand new, and they came back, they were coated with hair, so it was just sort of like the whole thing was just a disaster. And I was in the home staging professionals group, and there was a stager that wrote about how she was staging a property that was a distance from her house, probably I think like a 2 hour one way, and was assured the house is ready for you. Get there. Well, the house wasn't ready. It was a mess. Um, and the realtor, instead of again having her back, was basically like, "Well, you clean, don't you? Can't you just clean the house for me?" And the expectation to me, that's just like that. There's a disconnect in that relationship, a lack of respect. So it's
Total
not
lack
like
of respect.
yeah,
Total lack
because
of
that's
respect.
not our role. And unless that was identified ahead of time, like, hey, I'll do that. Like we have a staging coming up where there's this big, ugly entertainment center in the living room and it needs to be taken apart. And so the guy that was supposed to do it sliced his hand or something. So I said, as long as it's taken apart, we can move it into the garage as a courtesy. But I'm not usually moving people's furniture. And so I'm willing to do things to help my clients out because I know that
Yeah.
she can't do it herself. And so I'm happy to do that and they're appreciative of it. But it's the attitude of like, well, what you do is nothing, and you don't see the value that we're bringing to the table to help them sell the house at a better price, which impacts their commission. And when I say that scenario, I put that onus back on us to educate the clients better about what our value is and to break down. They don't know what we do. And so there are infographics that are part of the homestagingstats.com. In the summary that we put together, there's infographics that spell out the steps of a consultation. What do we do of a vacant project? That there's 16 steps that we go through, and they see one, maybe two, the staging and the D stage. And so it's up to us to say this is why we're worth the value that we are, and this is why we charge what we do, because it's a whole process. You might see one part of it, but there's a whole bunch of stuff we're doing behind the scenes for you. And so it's an education process that we need to do with clients to make sure that they do understand that it is a relationship. And I'm not like stager and realtor are equal here. We do serve realtors, we serve builders and investors. And so there is a part of us that has to put our ego in check. We aren't the star. We definitely do our part to make it look great, and they're counting on us. But I never think of myself here or even here above a real estate agent, because to me that's
I
your
think of myself here. I do.
yeah.
I do. Because I think that I think the mindset of stagers is that they're below realtors. And I think that if they started thinking of themselves as business alliances where they're both on the same field and they both can help each other, right? I can
Yeah.
help the agent brand him, his or her listings so that they get more listings, because the sellers, when they are going to put their home in the market, they're going to look and see what's online in their hometown. And they're going to see that one agent's listings look better than the others. And I'm talking about even often just with an affordable and highly effective consult. I'm not even talking, because in some areas like mine, most people aren't going to invest thousands of dollars staging. I'm just laying it out there. They're just not. But what I'm saying is that you can get great results even with a highly effective consult just by teaching
Absolutely.
them how to market and package it. And so there's so much that we do for the realtor. So I feel as though we're here with the realtor and that we help them get listings. We have to teach them how. We have to connect the dots on how we do it. But they give us business, we help them get listings. We give them referrals, they refer us. That's
It
how I
is both.
want.
And I think when I go like this is that we serve them. We're serving them as our client. They're our clients, so we're serving them.
Right.
They're not um how do I say that? I'm not their client. I mean, as far as like they're not selling my house. So I'm serving the realtor. That's the whole thing of the attitude of the mindset that it's okay to be like, because we have people that serve us. We have movers, we have our team, we
Oh,
might have,
but right.
it's the
We want to
hierarchy.
build a symbiotic business relationship, and I do believe in over deliverance. So don't get me wrong when I say, you know, some things that people ask are ridiculous, because I do believe in over delivering in my coaching practice, in my staging, when I was in real estate, and sometimes to a fault. But I think that the older you get, and I'm probably the oldest one in this whole Facebook Live area here, you realize that there's red flags that people give you, and you trust it more. When you're first starting out, you just want every job. You want to please everybody. You're going to meet with people. You're going to waste a lot of time, and it's okay because you're learning how to get the business. And sometimes you have to fail. And sometimes you're going to blame it on yourself, and they never intended on using you because they wanted the cheapest stager in the state. And it's that learning process by doing, by going out there, by meeting with people, learning how to talk to them, that even though you don't always get the jobs at the beginning, you're learning how to be in business again,
Right.
being,
Right,
so
and it's also and again with the hierarchy, because realtors serve their clients, and so real estate agent, this because you've been in that world. Um, they jump through a lot more hoops than we ever have to with that seller. So the whole goal is to benefit the seller, because if we're here serving the realtor serving the seller, ultimately we're serving both of them, right? Um,
right.
the realtors go through a whole lot more, and I live with two of them, and so I hear the hassles and headaches to, getting it under contract. That's great, but then you got to see it through, and there's a lot of other with inspections and appraisals and negotiation and things that can happen. And my husband just had a client that his house needed a new roof. It was 30 years old, and in Colorado you can't sell a house, that nobody would put a loan on a house like that. And so this guy fought tooth and nail not to have to do that, dragged it out. I mean, it was just this stressful. the amount of
It
calls that
is.
John had to be on and just handling, and then with the other agent calling and freaking out because they didn't have a certification on the roof. I mean, it was just a stressful thing. It should have been an easy sell because it was a little
Yeah.
property. But that kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Let them have that. And that's why they make the money they do, but they have a whole lot more responsibility. And yet we are a valuable part of their team. And so I don't want us to feel like we're peons, like we don't need to be abused. They need to respect our business practices and who we are. And that goes back to what you're talking about with mindset and communication and being able to do that in a way that doesn't come across as arrogant.
Never.
Like
No, never.
I'm everything in,
Honestly, you want, I mean, you totally, I have the utmost respect for real estate agents. It's the hardest job in the world. People only see the tip of the iceberg. It's a suck the life out of you, burn out business. I mean, I got so burnt out on it. I can't even tell you because you're constantly dealing with people's emotions and you're constantly putting out fires and you don't have any time to yourself. And everybody's problems become yours. And they often take it out on you when things aren't going their way, even if you've done every single thing and dotted every I and crossed every T. So I think that we have to be empatical to real estate agents. I also think that the real estate agents I work with, I absolutely love. And I also am very aware of the fact that when I go in there, I'm representing them. I'm going to tell the clients how lucky they are to have that agent in their corner, how they go the extra mile when they work with them. I mean, just by virtue of the fact that they hire me to do the consults. And I'm also going to tell the client that, I'm going to be a representation of that realtor. The fact that I'm being referred by that realtor makes me want to even do a better job than if I got the client directly. That's just,
right.
because of the loyalty I have to the real estate agents who have shown me their trust and loyalty. So, I do believe that, you know, I'm so grateful for them giving me business, but the way that I show it is by showing up 125% for them.
Right. And letting them know that too, that's a differentiating factor. So kind of circling back to mindset, and people think like I have to be like somebody else, or they really admire somebody who is successful and they go, how do they do that? I want to follow in their footsteps. And it's like, you can never be that person because that's them. You're you. And we all have stories in our lives that can be used in marketing and in branding and so forth that make you different and unique. And what you said earlier is you're not going to appeal to every client. I know that not every client's going to want to work with me. And so um, accepting that, realizing, and that's not a bad thing. That's just it's relationship. This is the same as you don't want to work with every realtor you come across. Their ethics might not be where you are, or their core values might not be aligned with yours, and so you get to decide. And if you have something unique about your background, don't just think like my life started with staging here and move forward. It's like, what did you do before? Whatever you did, you can
Yeah,
use that in a messaging that makes you different and unique. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I think a lot of people forget that. And there's certain demographic groups that I'm not going to appeal to. I was talking to a stager who has, started in a particular area, and this person's younger. And I said, so you need to go after the millennial real estate agents, the ones that are looking for that younger energy and so forth. And it's not like I can't stage for them, but I'm in my 50s, and so I may not be the brand that they want to align with, and I'm okay with that. But I advised him, I said, that's something that you have an advantage over someone like me because you are in that demographic and you can speak their lingo and you live in that world. So use that to your advantage. Don't think of it like I'm young, it's a disadvantage.
But his
Use that to your
messaging is going to
advantage.
be different. His
Yes,
messaging is going to be geared toward the newer ones that are, they're working a gazillion times harder than the seasoned ones because statistically, according to the NAR, the seasoned ones are the ones that get most of the business. Obviously, because it's a snowball effect. They build
right.
momentum. They keep getting business. The word of mouth marketing. They learn how to leverage that and all. But the new ones are working a gazillion times as hard just to set that foundation up. So what you got to do with them when you're pitching your staging is you say, I know what it's like to be a new agent. You're working twice as hard as the seasoned agents and they're getting all the listings. And then you tell the story around how you can help them get listings and you're the silver bullet that's going to help them get it. So your messaging is different to them. And that's why understanding who your ideal clients is so important.
And even how they market. So a lot of the companies that are popping in here like Mod mod real estate. So they're kind of going with that whole more of a modern thing or more contemporary. You look at their marketing and so forth, even how they want the property staged, how they want to target their client. How are you going to promote them? Because they're very, social media savvy. And so being
Yep.
able to say, talk their lingo, we'll put you here, there, the other place, being able to message that, it's really important. And again, going back to, it's okay that you don't relate to every single client. It'd be great if we did, but the fact is, temperaments, that's a whole nother topic. How you relate to somebody, you're going to find people that you, as you said, know, like, and trust. It's also the same. I want to work with realtors that I, enjoy. And I was just kind of thinking, as we are headed to my sister-in-law's memorial to be on this weekend, I think like, well, who's going to show up? And who will show up to my memorial someday? It's about relationship. And so when you think about realtors, um, would they, the ones you have now, think about it? Maybe it could be a wedding. Let's talk about a happier event, some life event that you would invite friends and family to. Would you invite your real estate clients? Are they at that level in your life where you think like we've passed over just being professional? We're actually friends, and I would love to have you be part of this important event in my life, and that they would show up. And so, I'm not saying if you have 50 realtors you work with, all 50 would come, but certainly you're going to have, you take a look at your client base, and this might be just a kind of a fun exercise to go through. Who do you think would show up? And if you go, God, I don't think anybody would, then you need to do a better job getting past just the surface um, of their relationship and learn more about them. And, one of the best places to do that is on Facebook, because they put everything out there, their birthdays, their pets, their travels, their likes, dislikes. You're going to see it all there. You can learn a lot about somebody that way. Um, and there might be people who's like, I don't want to spend time with that person. So it's not like you necessarily dump them as a client, but I think looking long term, I have a client that she's been with me since we started. So we're going on 11 years in Denver. And I had another one in, 10 years or 7 years, instead of doing 18 years, 7 years in Roseville. But she doesn't shop me out, I mean, I'm her stager. And so we have this relationship. And that's what we're all after, is that long term, the loyalty, the trust, and that builds over time. And a lot of it does cycle back to the mindset of you being that person for the clients that you're targeting, and why that's so important.
And the bottom line is social media, the whole goal of it is to be social and build relationships, but you have to be proactive about that. So the thing is, it's the same with like newbies thinking that lead generation systems that the real estate agents have are going to do all the work. They're never going to do all the work. It's up to you. And I used to do this in real estate, to take that lead and call them and ask them how you could help them. Would you like to be put on my drip campaign, getting listings in this price range in a certain town? But it was me calling them and talking to them and listening, because listening is a big deal. Like a lot of people in real estate agents and any business and staging, they want to talk about what they're doing, but listening to what they need is the most important thing, and how you can help them. And it's, lead nurturing is more than just online. It's more than just, downloading a lead magnet and an autoresponder series. That's what gets people to warm up. But the bottom line is, ultimately, you want to build relationships with them. That's why you do Facebook Live.
Right,
Right? You do it so they get to know you, and then they decide, do I want to learn more about her? Right?
right.
Or maybe
And
not.
doing videos, it's gosh, technology now is so easy to set up a camera. I have some videos I just shot for to be promoting for the training company that I run. And I'm thinking like, well, I can do some for the staging business too. So we have our, TikTok or these little snippets while we're staging, but why not put a video when somebody goes to the website saying, hi, this is who I am. And because to me, I get annoyed when I go to a website and I can't see who's behind the company.
Me
I'm like,
too.
well,
Me
no, and I
too.
know there's the brand, and you have the brand, and they might go, "This is our work," and so forth. But if I can't even get a name, it's some generic email address. I'm just like, well, who am I doing business with? Why are you hiding who you are and what your name is? And so
People want to
that,
work with people.
yeah,
I don't care how big the business is. They want to know who the face of that business is, or who's going to take care of them.
right.
You know, I totally agree.
Well, and I can't believe it's 11:30 already. So we've passed over our hour 11:31. So I love talking to you. I'll have to have you come back on because I do want to talk about more about marketing and branding. Um, and maybe we can have like and Marianne has her coaching program. So just quickly talk about that real briefly so people listening can know how to contact you for that.
So I have a coaching group program that runs all year, and we work on business and mindset strategies to uplevel your business. So it's home stages from all over. They get tons of attention. They're my people. I take good care of them. And I also do one-on-one coaching for people that really want to laser focus a little bit more on them. But in the group coaching, there's opportunity for getting personal coaching. We have 3 sessions a month and a private Facebook group. If anybody's interested in setting up a free discovery session to see if coaching is a good fit for you, you can email me at interiors by Marianne, Marianne, at comcast.net, or you could go to my website, www.coachingbymarianne.com. And thank you so much for having me
Yeah.
here. Went too
Thank you for being on
fast.
too. And I'm hoping everybody's well in your family. I know, you and I both have had, issues and so forth. And it's like some days you just feel like, can I put on the happy face and move forward? And those days that you can't make it happen, you just can say, oh, I'm taking one day for myself or a week for myself. So I am praying for you and your husband and your family and so forth for everything you guys are going through. And, very well loved in the industry. So you have a lot of people who are pulling for you and for him. And, just let us know how we can support you through that any way we can.
You already have, and same to you and your sister-in-law. I am so sorry, Jenny.
Yeah, I miss her. If I start talking about it, I'm going to cry, but um, sorry. I don't want to end the show
No, no,
crying.
no.
Sorry,
It's
guys.
okay. It's okay. Crying's good. It's cleansing, right?
Cathartic, yeah. Yeah. So she was just a really kind person and had such a hard life in a lot of ways because of her physical issues. And she was bullied. This is back before people really identified bullying and so forth. But she just, when I think back, I never heard her complain. She was valedictorian of her high school, got a 1580 out of 1600 on the SAT. So she was really smart, super smart. And but physically people would make fun of her because she didn't look, I don't even like to use the word normal. She just had issues from birth anomalies. And so anyhow, she was but I'm thankful that she's not suffering. The cancer had spread into her bones, and so they had given her like 3 months to live, and she died 2 days later. And but I'm glad she didn't just sit there and deteriorate and have to be worked up on morphine and in pain. So, and it's merciful, but it was just so sudden and unexpected.
I'm
So
so
just
sorry.
tell people, I know, but just tell people that, those you watching, those that you have in your life, let them know you love them, reach out
Yeah,
to them. If they
yeah,
get put on your heart, pick up the phone and call them because that could be,
yeah.
there's a reason for that. Like, you'll hear that, like, I was just thinking about this person and you need to call. So act on that inner knower or the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, don't let too much time go by.
I
So
hear
anyway, but
you.
thank you for being on the show. And we will have you back on again. And also be
Thank
talking
you.
about some other things to work together with our members and what you offer so beautifully to everybody. So thank you, Marianne, for being on. Thank you,
Yep.
everybody, for watching. And we'll be
Thank you.
back next week with another great segment. Bye, everybody.
Take care, Jenny. Bye-bye.